Right, let's begin picking up some industrial tech, and then I'll finally start considering getting some army stuff. Also, okay, so it's going to be a while actually until the truce with the Plantagenets is over. So then the question becomes, do we push into Gran Colombia or do I go into India? Germs, guns and steel is crap. I don't think it is. I think it proves a point. Like it fucks up on a lot of the details, but I think the general theory is still solid, you know? The general trend. It's just that the real world isn't quite as deterministic as he makes it out to be. But the general idea isn't necessarily wrong. Is my opinion. But for the love of ass, let's not start a guns, germs, and steel discussion. Because that would be cancer. Like, as a person who's going to become a history teacher, I would make guns, germs, and steel a... I would force people to read that because... I guess I wouldn't necessarily... Well, no, you kind of have... Ooh, okay, maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. Wait, am I... No, we're still aligned with Amazonia. But yeah, maybe I don't go against the Gran Colombians. Maybe this is the game telling me that I really should go invade India. Guns, germs, and steel is a... I forget, what was the order? Is it guns? Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's guns, germs, and steel. It's a book. It's a book about, like... you know, why was the Americas so underdeveloped compared to Europe? But we've all seen that CGP Grey video that explains that. I think the interesting part of the book that I think is important to give to students is also why was Africa so shit compared to, you know, China and Europe? Like what like that's the thing. Because I think knowing why Africa was so underdeveloped compared to Europe and stuff like that is useful because I feel like it really helps against racism, and racism just isn't healthy for any society. Because surprise, I'm a firm believer that racism is not just morally wrong, but I honestly, it's just not a, like, it's like whatever intelligence differences you can see between the races just aren't caused by race, as you know, it's caused by other factors. And I think knowing what those factors are all of a sudden makes racism look a lot more stupid, and as a result, like, I guess I'm being a bit idealistic here in the sense that I'm trying to defeat racism with knowledge, but I guess I can't help it. No beasts of burden and no massive internal seas, indeed. Yeah, no animals, like, trying to explain to people why zebras can't be domesticated and why horses can. It's like, but they look so similar. What do you mean they're different? Like, and like, I think the thing he talks about that I feel is so rarely mentioned is the thing he talks about, like, the spread of technology. Like, why did the chicken spread? Like, why is it easier for chickens to spread to Europe than it is for chickens to spread to South Africa, right? Like, why does technology spread faster to certain areas? And it has to do with, like, climate. The south north, like, technology spreads slower on a north-south axis than it spreads in a east-west axis, which is why technology spreads faster from China to Europe than it spreads from Europe to South Africa, you know? Because when you move, but like when you go east-west, you move between a somewhat similar climate, at least compared to when you go northwest, or north-south, I mean, which is a similarity between Africa and the Americas, right? Like, spreading the alphabet from the Incas to the no, the opposite, yeah. Aztecs invented alphabet, and then to spread that down to the Incas is a lot more of a pain in the ass than to spread the alphabet from Egypt to you know, Burma or wherever. Jungles are just fucked. Yeah, I mean, once again, when you look at how many people have died of malaria...
Beware of my dangerous chicken technology. It has guns, it has rockets, and it has lasers.
Yeah, I think you have a point. I should shut up. My point is just read the book. The book does a much better job at just explaining these things than I ever would. Obviously, because it has a lot more time to explain it, but yeah. But yeah, chats, let's make a decision. Yeah, so Gran Colombia still has no technology, so we can still hopefully invade the bastards. Which is fucked, which seems simpler than the north-south logic. Norway would be a degenerate hellhole. Well, it was a degenerate hellhole. Like, it took a lot longer for... Like, there's a reason why Norway was the last shithole in Europe, right? Because...
Why can't zebras be domesticated anyways?
CGP Grey has a video on it. If you can't be arsed to read the book, at least watch that video. Has to do with, like, pack...
Conquer India.
Yeah, okay, I'll conquer India, fine. I honestly kind of want to invade the Grand Colombians, but how can I say no to bits? I don't think it's possible. My greed is too large. So I guess we'll just start a fabrication. Let's see, what do we go for? Yeah, sadly there are no nations to full annex here. Ooh, is that silk I see? Yeah, no, I think we're invading the... I think we're invading Travancore. So I guess we are starting to eat up that tip then. Oh, then again, Bengal. Bengal is where it's at. Oh, no. Never mind. See, the mod developers are clever. They are clever. Wait, no. Is that a sea border? No, I don't think it is, because it doesn't have a port, so I don't think that counts. But yeah, you can see they're clever here, right? You know, they've made sure that the only coastal province is... Wait, hold on. I can establish a protectorate against Bengal? Chat, explain this to me. Why can I establish a protectorate against Bengal? Despite the fact that Bengal has 2 provinces. Wait, can I do that against anyone? It's because nationalism and imperialism! Ah, that's right! Ah, for the love of ass. Get some green dumb in chat, if you will. Oh, we're totally invading Bengal. Yeah, fuck southern... Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Look at this shit. Ah, 7 million people! Ah! Yes! Gimme, gimme. Oh, that's some good ravioli. Let's see... Yeah, getting the fabrication. Oh, it's cheaper now as well. Yeah, I was being retarded when I was annexed. Ah, man. Yeah, had I used my brain, I would have actually spent time conquering this guy instead of memeing with colonies. Norway wasn't the last shithole in Europe. What about the Balkans, which are still shitholes? Well, the basic technology of farming, which is what the book talks about, spread last to Northern Europe. Because it's a lot harder to get a grain type that has evolved in the Middle East to function in the Norwegian climate, right? The reason why Norway is rich and the Balkans aren't as rich has to do with more recent history, which isn't based on the theories of the book. Norway is rich because, well, Norway has oil, so that's that basically. Norway was by far the poorest out of the 3 Scandinavian bruvs. But it has to do with proximity to the industrial centers, you know. Any center will create sort of an aura of wealth around it. But I don't know, guys. I can't spend the entire stream just talking about this stuff. I do also sort of have to think about YouTube, in the sense that I do want this to go up on YouTube, and if I just spend the entire playthrough talking with chat in that sense, let's see. How many troops do you have? Are you one of those nations that doesn't... Oh, you do actually have troops. Ooh, Mokas. Yeah, he even has 3 tech. Yikes. Maybe it's time for some tech then. And yeah, I know I wasted some points there, but... that'll have to be. So that's fine. Yeah, I need to bring at least 18 over there. Let's see what this gives us. That's... yeah, we can bring one more. Let's see, what kind of troops do we have in India, though? That's... yeah, that's also unbalanced and a nuisance. So let's just bring in another cav then, seeing as I think we should still be able to do flanking. Then again, though, flanking is based on our technology, not theirs, right? Oh, I thought it was like more in recent history. No, it's not. It's you know, it's about the basics. You know, in our modern interconnected world, the old rules doesn't work. It's about like the basic technology spread, because obviously, technology today spreads everywhere where it is economically feasible for it to spread. In a sense, like it's less about like having to, like, today you can just genetically modify a type of grain to grow in some place it never evolved to, but back in the day you had to like actually like domesticate and breed the type of grain to work properly in Norway, and that took generations and took time. And so no matter how smart you are, which is another point with the book, which the books make, like, humans aren't naturally smart. Like, humans, like, I think that's a point of history that I don't think is talked about often enough. Is the idea that the idea of researching technology just for the sake of researching technology is an invention. It's like it's a concept that never historically existed. Like, today we just want technology because we just know that technology is awesome. But historically they didn't think like that. You know, we all know how the British didn't want to use guns and they kept using the longbow. And the only reason they stopped using the longbow was because they were forced to, because, you know, it was either use the longbow or get conquered. You know what, let's actually also invest, yeah, we can afford to invest. Let's invest a bit in the Chinese territories. So I think that's the big thing that Europe got. Like, the fact that Europe invented the idea that inventing for the sake of inventing is good is underappreciated. Use longbows or get conquered? Then why did they stop? Well, because they didn't want to get conquered. You know, they realized that if they don't just give up on longbows, they would be like, they would lose the war. Which is another one of the arguments the book makes for why Europe became so good, is because Europe always just spent their time killing themselves, while China was able to sort of unify into this big blob. And so they had less of a motivation to modernize because they had no enemies strong enough to destroy them. You know, except for the Mongols, of course. So, but you know, if you look up how many times have China gotten conquered versus how many times have different European nations conquered each other, like, there's a difference there. Because guns upset, yeah. Peasants can kill nobles with guns. But nobles can hire people with guns to kill the peasants. Yeah, now you're going to make me start talking about the Dictator's Handbook, which is a book that I like even more than Guns, Germs, and Steel. But honestly, this is getting a bit out of hand, chat.
Please excuse my OCD.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Have you said anything OCD-ish? Or have I done some bad shit? Oh yeah. No, you never mind. You're not talking about social revolution. You're talking about something entirely different, and I'm just being stupid. Sorry, Srawaka. yeah, once again, I just think read the book. That's the easiest thing to do. Like, you'll get a lot more out of you'll get a much bigger understanding by just reading the book than by I mean, helvete, satans inlikte fitte fan, helvete kuk. Did I really just disband that factory? Fucking hell, man. Yeah, I really should be upgrading these things. This is cancer. Why don't the fucking capitalists upgrade? I need more capitalists, I think. Let's see. What am I currently encouraging again? Intellectuals. Yeah, that's all good and good. But yeah, I'm honestly surprised we got that big of a percentage. Well, let's actually see if we can pick up... Yeah, no, Philippi is... Yeah, Philippi is not very Vinlandic, so... Let's get... capitalists. Also, does anyone know if there's a thing I can do to accept Afro-Germanic? Because you can't assimilate black people, so so my only option is to accept these fuckers. I mean these guys. They shall show no mercy. Hope I didn't say anything bannable there. Right, new states, very nice. Who's the author of that book? I have absolutely no idea who the author of anything is. But I am explaining why the ruling powers opposed guns, because they saw things simply. Okay, well, yeah. But you have examples of, like, you can prove the fact that when the first people who reached Australia, like by the time they had reached Australia, they knew how to make bows and arrows. But at some point they just forgot. Like they stopped making bows and arrows, and that shows how, like, humans don't progress like by nature. Like, people don't, you know, there are a lot more examples of hunter-gatherers being conquered by other... okay, I mean, that might be... Well, no, I would argue that. I would argue that there are more examples of hunter-gatherers being forced, because they're conquered by farm people, to adopt farming. Like, the amount of hunter-gatherers that have, like, voluntarily stopped hunter-gathering in an effort to go farming is pretty low. It's much more normal that they just get conquered instead. Yeah, you know what? Let's get some infantry. Can I not? I can't do engineers yet, can I? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's get some proper infantry. I've been a bit lazy at that. Why would you have laissez-faire in-game anyways? What does it give? Linear progress is not well found in history. Indeed. Societies do collapse from time to time. Oh, oh, hello. Oh, hello. Can I conquer Hydar? Ah, for fan, he's hot. No, I'm not a fan of that. Ah, but it's too late now, isn't it? I can't unsphere him. Fuck. Is anyone sparing Bengal? Ooh, the Japanese are thinking about it. Yeah. Oof. Alright then. Hey, another focus. Yeah, we're getting some nice pop growth. Feels good, man. But yeah, man, that would have been an excellent little chunk of land. It would be... Yeah, let's see, can I annex... No, I cannot annex the Mughal Empire. That sucks. Might still invade them. Actually, no, these lands aren't... Oh, but I got dye, though. Oof. And they've got coal! Oh my god, yes. Yeah, I might have to invade the Mughal Empire just to expand my holdings in Bengal. Because that is some thick coal. Imagine. Like, 700,000 people just slaving away, producing coal for my blessed factories in Vinland. Man, the amount of... Oh, do we have liquor factories? Well, I guess we wouldn't have, but... Oh man. Oh man. This is fun. Like, I get that I'm not having a huge challenge right now, but this is still fun. It's part of what makes these Paradox games interesting sometimes. Like, despite the fact that you are not necessarily massively challenged, like, you can still have good fun in them. Am I even funding my army? Yep, I am actually. Good on you, GreenFors. You're smart. don't think there's any point to calling them in. Alright, in before I just lose this war. So basically, if us Europeans didn't go to war with each other, we wouldn't have been advanced in technology. We would have been advanced, but more on the line, like we would have been as good as China were. And China were obviously like really advanced. Like they invented powder, like, you know, but we wouldn't have gotten to the point where we could just completely meme everything. But another question is, of course, like, why did the Enlightenment happen? Like, was that a historical fluke? Like, was that like a historical oddity, or was that an inevitability? That's a more interesting question. Because the fact that the Enlightenment happened and that we invented the idea that inventing is good, like that, like I couldn't tell you like why the Enlightenment happened in Europe. I would assume that, once again, the fact that Europe had like a lot of free societies, like relatively free societies, with like Switzerland, the Netherlands, you know, the city-states, like republican sort of states that, you know, even if the lower classes were oppressed, at least the upper classes had chances to express themselves. I would assume maybe that has a part to do with it, but I couldn't entirely tell you. What aspect of the Enlightenment are you talking about? I'm talking about that change in attitude, you know, how like the English stopped thinking about the loss of the longbow. Like, you know, people stopped complaining about new technology. Well, I guess they didn't stop complaining, but people, you know, you get these like people who just gather to invent things without necessarily having a set goal. They're just inventing things because they believe that inventing is good. Might be time to tax people a bit again. Once again, though, this is not a part of the book, by the way, so I'm just shitting out of my ass here. Like, I'm just making this up as long as, you know, while I go. So, I can't tell you if this is proper stuff. Man, you guys are collapsing a lot, aren't you? You play Total War games? I do, but whenever I do play them, people get angry at me. And, play Victoria 2, GreenFors, don't play Empire Total War, you asshole. Also, yeah, Harald, I'm like a hipster Total War guy. I don't play the new ones because... Well, I was about to say I don't have a good enough computer. I do actually have a good enough computer. Well, I have a potentially good enough computer. China had money and power and population, yes, but they didn't have the freedom to invent. They had a very centralized and oppressive society. And those are not the kinds of societies that produces the Enlightenment, I would argue. But I also realize I don't necessarily entirely know. Nej men I satans idligste fittefang, helvete kuk. I was supposed to save points. Oh man. Yeah, late night GreenFors stream is always a bit iffy, isn't it? Oh well, get some Bengal, get that incorporated. Alright. Now the question is, do we wait? No, we do not. We have like no infamy, what the hell? Yeah, no, we're invading the Mughals, I think, chat. That's where the pop is. Oh yes, yes. Bihar and then Orissa for the borders. Oh, ballsack, if I can get... Oh man, you know what, let's give Hyderabad a chance. Let's see if we can sneak them out of this Spanish sphere. Just in the hope, in the dream that it can be done. We do board... I mean, not Spain. Sorry, I've been playing a Spain campaign where the Cross of Burgundy has been the flag of Spain. Burgundy sphere, I mean. The rulers were corrupt AF. They would have conquered Persia for with the society. I wouldn't say like corruption isn't that simple. Like corruption is not a choice. It's a symptom of bigger problems. Oh fuck! You're at war with. Okay, but you're also at war with Taiping, so maybe, yeah. What do you think, Chance? Do you think the Zungar Khanate would join? Ah, but I can beat him anyways, what the hell, what am I worried about? Or do we go and pick up Gran Colombia? Nah, I think we're gonna go. These really are pretty good colonies, I must admit. This coal, that's the thing. You know, if it wasn't for that coal, I probably wouldn't bother blobbing too much more in India. But this coal is just good. It is so darn good that I desire it, and the fact that the concessions are cheap as well. Let's see. Yeah, the capital is in Delhi, I would assume. It is indeed, which means we can get in here without too many threats. Now these guys actually have an army though, so maybe we want to bring some more dudes over. How many forces do you have? 90 brigades. Okay. Maybe I want to be a bit more careful. I don't know, chat. Do you think? I don't even think I could beat these guys. I only have 3 techs. Well, I guess 6 techs better than them now. Go to war with Australia? Nah, I'm not gonna do that. Sorry, mate. That I sadly cannot do, because they're civilized, and so that would be expensive. And I am quite conservative with my infamy at the moment. Yeah, part of me honestly thinks it would be easier to invade Gran Colombia, because they can't mobilize that many troops, you know? Because the amount of actual Mexicans is not that large. And so the actual amount of people they could rise up is limited. So part of me thinks that we would actually be better off memeing them. What about Ronst? I have a decision that'll give me a course on Ronst later, and so I don't see the reason to spend infamy on them right now. But it is a good suggestion, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, Chance. Let's see. What kind of civilization level do you have, Mr. Boyo? Yeah, no, I think we can postpone invading these guys. What is it? Yeah, 10. I don't think yeah, you cannot sphere these guys, can you? No. Well, hello. Placing the sun casts spell on Italy. Well, that does imply that I border them somewhere, but I did not know. Where do we border Italy? And could I even win such a war? Oh, I kind of do want South Cameroon. I shan't lie to you, that would be pretty nice. But speaking of wars I honestly can't win. 95 brigades! Yeah. What kind of tech do they have? 10! Yeah, nah, I don't think we could win against Italy. What kind of navy do you... Ooh, okay, so he's got navy. What do you think? What's the odds of me being able to beat the Italian navy? They're allied with the dual monarchy? Oh yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you, chat. Thanks for the wise words. Thank you for stopping a disaster, because that could have gone pretty badly. Oy, 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 oy. Yeah, let's get the jingoism and the militancy, which gives us a reform. However, there are not really any reforms that I want at this point. God damn it! Isn't it time for socialism yet? The fuck, man? Why don't we have socialists? What's this bullshit? Is there some bug or something? Surely socialists should have spawned by now. What's your next campaign in this campaign going to be? I have no idea. I have no idea. I was thinking Persia or Aryanam. I was thinking that might be neat. Dzungar Khanate, forming the Yuan dynasty, could be fun as well. So many opportunities. So I don't know if I want to do Burgundy, because if I want to do Burgundy, then obviously committing glorious genocide against the French people is part of that package. Unless they accept French. No, they don't. Can they? Can Burgundy form France? Do I care? I don't know. Socialists have some of the best mechanics in the game. I mainly just want them in the upper house. A part of me kind of wants to give... Well, I don't have the tech yet to do liberalism, but at some point I want to give another shot at doing laissez-faire economy. Because we are one of those nations that start with a level of literacy that makes laissez-faire more realistic. Aren't the Burgundians French? Well, Cornell, you know how this works. In this timeline, Burgundy became its own nation. Which is why, in this game, Burgundian is considered its own language and not a dialect of French. Kind of like how Moldavian is considered by the locals to be its own language instead of just Romanian. The fuck, GreenFors? Burgundy forming France? Not in this universe, probably? What do you mean? What would... Okay, well, I don't know. Did I say something? But I don't know. Actually, what the hell? Why don't I just invade these guys? Yeah. Yeah, that's reasonably cheap now. Yeah, no, what the fuck? Why is that still 15? Well, that's not fair. I was responding to Cornell. Province is the king of France in this timeline. Yeah, but just because you're the king of this and king of that, that doesn't change the memes, you know? Right? I don't know, Chance, what do you think? Nri or Gran Colombia? Because I don't think Mughal Empire is... unless I can get some local friends. Burgundy? No? India? Yeah, I know you guys want me to invade India, but have you seen these fucking 90 brigades? That's like twice my army. India, damn it. Oh.
India, damn it.
Okay, fine, but if this goes to hell, I'm blaming it on you. I guess the price of infamy isn't so bad, though, so we can get away with it.
India.
Yeah, okay, fine. Also, I really need to get like a thing, I need to get the chat on screen. I need to figure out how to do that, because I feel like the fact that the people who watch this on YouTube can't see chat in the corner can create some confusion, because if they could see what I see, that would help, I think. But yeah, but this would require some more planning then. We need to get everyone. I would probably need to mobilize if I will make this smooth. And also get some more military tech. But let's get the fabrication going, just so I don't sit on 0 infamy. That's especially a crime against humanity when you have this this much infamy reduction. Grand Column. Yeah, I agree with you, Cornell, but the people who are giving me money are saying are saying India, and so I don't know. It's one of those difficult things, isn't it? Because you see these big streamers, right? Who is there still no world order? No world order. Soldiers were world blobbiness. Also, please. Yeah, okay, thank you. Oh, really? This is the CB I get lucky on? Damn it, I'm gonna run out of infamy. This is not good. I guess maybe I can just like try and annex these guys while I'm at it. Then again though, the truce with the Plantagenetians would go away soon. And I kind of want to save my infamy for that shenanigans. Yeah, there's no good way for me to like annex land in, or annex more land in India with it looking like, without it looking like complete cancer, so we are kind of in a bind here. Maybe I just try and beat them without mobilizing. I don't know. I don't know, man. Difficult, isn't it? Also, why the fuck are the boats not gathering? This boat is gathering, but this
Belgian
boat is
Confederation.
No, I once again, I get course on the Belgian Confederation later, and so it feels like a bit of a waste to spend infamy on them now when I can just annex them for free later. Mission to civilize. Hello. Does that mean I can colonize? I can. Not in the place I want to, but you know, you gotta take what you gotta. But what you know, you gotta take what you can take. Yeah. Let's see. Am I gonna get competition here, or how does this work? The Belgians can have country roads. 2. No, I'm the one with the country roads. I own Westwood India, or West Bas Valois. Take me home, Bas Valoisi, Jungle Mama. That's not the right. That's very much the wrong lyrics. I'm very much being silly now, aren't I? Wait, hold on. Not only are they now in the sphere of Hyderabad, they yeah, that's a neat flag. It's like centered. How about that? West Vadingia. The Belgians, yeah. Well, regardless, I need to have another